Thanks for joining us again. Last time we got together, we were over at the job site and we talked to somebody who showed us about all these different kinds of house wraps and technologies and things we want to do for infiltration. Today we're going to meet with Steve Hanford of Hanford Cabinets to kind of talk about, what's involved in a kitchen design or bathroom or those other things. We always try to emphasize that it's important to meet with these people early on because things can change as we go. Maybe the plan is not the same as the architect wants or thought about for design. So today we're going to meet with Steve and kind of go over some ideas and come join us. Hey Steve, how are you?
Dave, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for taking your time out and meeting up.
Good to see you again.
Yeah. Boy, how long have we known each other? Many years now that we start to think about it.
A lot of years. We've pretty much stayed the way we were back then. We've grown a little bit. Mm-hmm. We still do custom cabinets downstairs, and we still do Country Craft, which is a Mennonite-owned family-run company down in Pennsylvania, which will build anything we draw.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
These 4 displays that you see here are all Country Craft. This is our newest one.
Right. No, it looks great. Yeah, I've put in a few of the Country Craft before in the past, in prior dealings, and they all went perfectly. That's awesome. So you still do some fabrication then too?
Absolutely. We still have a shop downstairs, 3-man shop that we do custom work. Sometimes a client wants something that is more subjective and artistic. We like to keep it in our hands so that we can play with how the woods line up, finishes line up. Sometimes people want hand-brushed oil-based paint, which Country Craft really doesn't do. So that's one of the few reasons we built it downstairs. A lot of times we're doing a whole house. We may do the Country Craft kitchen, and we may do our stuff in some of the other rooms.
Well, speaking of that shop, I'm sure it's changed over the years. Do you mind showing it to me?
Sure,
Give
we
us
can
a
take a
tour
tour
through?
Yeah. It's a bit of a mess because we're in process, but that's normal. So this is our shop. It's pretty spread out. We've got a finish room back here where we do our own finishing.
Wow.
Lumber comes in rough. So we do all our own spraying out here.
Right.
This is some storage. You see pieces in process in here.
Right. What kind of wood are we looking at right here, Steve?
This is Sapelli mahogany.
Wow.
It's all ribbon stripe. We're doing a big project in it.
Wow.
And we've got big planers, joiners, couple of sliding table saws. We try to keep a lot of lumber in stock that is unusual.
Right. Hey, for the novice, Steve, it's hard to believe that you're making something out of that when it's, not finished on 4 sides, like you think about, you go to a lumber yard.
This will all be glued up into panels. It's real special quarter sawn Sapelli.
Yeah.
Most of our
What's this big guy right here?
This sliding table saw is great because it's a computer-controlled fence, so we can get the same cut every time.
Wow.
We've tried to keep it simple, but we've gone into some sophistication.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
A couple of big bandsaws in the back. That's a 36-inch wide belt sander.
So you could take a whole stock and run it through there after you glued it and then smooth it all out. Wow.
This is a project we just took out of a historical house in Norwich that has big sliding glass doors and was built on site. So we basically have to take it. The client wants us to rebuild this piece, make it look original. So it's a bit of a paste it back together, make it look good. He's putting into a new house he just built.
Wow.
Make something sweet out of something not so sweet.
Right now, are you still doing solid surface for people?
We don't do much solid surface anymore. Every once in a while, we'll do chlorine, but or one of the other brands, but most of the stuff has been granite.
Yeah, I moved
natural
towards
materials. People like that natural look better.
Right.
I definitely do.
This is awesome, Steve. You got a lot of equipment here. It's funny. You look at the showroom and you don't think about everything behind the scenes that go through the making this, and it's a lot of work and the skill goes right down here.
No, I've got a very skilled crew and been fortunate that way. All right, let me show you around the showroom a little bit, Dave.
Yeah.
This is all beaded inset over here.
Yeah,
which means that the door is set inside a beaded opening.
Right. To me, that's the most difficult one to do.
Absolutely the most difficult to build, the most difficult to live with. If the humidity changes, which it tends to do around here a little bit, this may rub and scrape. We tend to do it with European hinges when we do it, rather than the butt hinges, and that does help because you can tweak the door around. This kitchen over here is quite a bit different.
A little more
Arts and
contemporary.
crafts, more contemporary.
Yeah.
This is done in full overlay.
Oh, okay, it is full overlay.
So
oh,
when
yeah.
full overlay, everything covers the cabinets. The cabinets are built out of 3/4 inch plywood with no face frame, so the drawers are bigger than, you know, if you can imagine with that face frame over there
Right.
with the inset, you're
Right.
losing about 1.5 inches of drawer width. So it's a more functional cabinet, easier to live with,
Yep,
more simplistic because everything's tight together.
yep,
You know, the doors are tight without
Right.
face frame showing. And remember that when you're looking at this stuff, this can be done in any wood, any finish. This could be white paint. It would look totally different.
okay.
This kitchen over here is a painted full overlay,
Okay,
3/4 inch
yep.
sides, all adjustable shelves. And this is a 1-inch door.
Oh, wow, that is
So it's a
thicker.
bit
Yeah.
different than doing a 3/4 inch door.
Right,
Little more solid feel to it. Some
Yeah,
people really
I
like
like that.
It's a nice touch. It
it's
costs
probably
a little
more
bit
stable too, more stable then, or?
No,
about
it's not
the-
really more stable for a cabinet, but it's a different look. You know, it's
Yeah,
just
oh, yeah.
more substantial. The drawers we do on all the cabinets are solid maple, 3/4 inch thick with dovetails,
Yep,
and we use a tandem slide, bloom tandem that's underneath
oh, okay.
that self closes and soft closes.
Closes at the
so
same,
that you don't
yep.
slam.
Right, right.
And we use the same company's hardware on our doors,
Yeah,
so they don't slam.
right. What are these things on either side? The handle's different on this.
This
thing.
is the pull-out trash.
Oh, that
And
looks
it
handy.
actually has a kicker in it. We could do this with 2 trash. This is an 18-inch dishwasher
No way.
with a full panel.
Oh my gosh.
So
Look at that.
every once in a while we'll do a house where they don't really have room for a 24 or they don't need it.
Right.
So we brought in this 18 so you could see what it was.
Yeah.
You know, it'll still handle
Yeah.
a 2-person kitchen fine.
Wow, I like that. But look at the symmetry here. It just really, that's a nice balance.
Thank
that
you.
was a nice
This
visual
is
on
another little trick that we do sometimes where people want the looks of a door. We typically will do all drawers in a kitchen
Right.
because it's much better storage.
that. Yep.
This looks like a door, but it's actually a pull-out drawer
Look at
with a
that.
secondary drawer on top.
Okay.
So it's a way of giving you almost the function of a 3-drawer base, but it looks different.
Right.
This is a Sub-Zero. We do a lot of built-in Sub-Zeros, so we can really hide it.
Yep.
This has a refrigerator and 2 freezers.
Blend right
We
in
have
there.
2 other Sub-Zeros in the other displays you may not have noticed.
Yeah.
So that is actually a tall refrigerator tower. And let me show you a feature over here that's become very popular. This has a pull-out trash also. And every time you come at the trash, your hands are full of something or greasy.
Right.
You just tap this,
Oh, I like that.
pops open.
That's right. Give it a
So
quick.
it's got a little servo drive in the back. So all you got to do is come up and tap it with your knee.
Oh my
it
gosh.
pops open.
Look at that.
This is a drawer microwave that we've started using a lot. It opens by pushing a button. You put your bowl of soup in or whatever, close it.
You know, and an island is nice too, or in this case, peninsula or
Especially if you've got a
something.
kitchen with a hidden refrigerator and
Yeah.
a hidden dishwasher. You know, that's another dishwasher over there, that 3-drawer base.
Yeah. See, look at that.
So
It just
we
kinda-
can really hide it.
Well, Steve, you know, I'm building an eco-friendly home, and that's always a concern about materials and, you know, where they come from and are they trucked across the world and other stuff like that. I mean, have you had other clients ask for something like that, or they're trying to keep that carbon footprint to a minimal, or?
Absolutely, it's been a push for me. I try to get American built whenever I can. What we do is we source our materials locally as much as possible. We've started using a lot of recycled materials. Sometimes we'll take barn boards that came locally and build countertops out of them.
Oh, wow.
We try to educate a client on where that stone came from they're looking at. There is a lot of granite and some marble quarried in the United States, so that
Okay.
lessens the carbon footprint.
Right.
Let me show you some of the designs we came up with.
Wow, this is neat. It's like an isometric, or three-dimensional.
This
there.
is the perspective. A lot of clients can see better
Yeah.
based on this. It shows the stove over here, the
Right.
sink location, very similar to what you
Right.
have on your architectural
Right.
prints. The refrigerator's over in the corner.
Okay, yeah.
If you look at a floor plan of this layout, it works, but you've got your refrigerator on the other side of a walk-through,
Oh, okay.
on the other side of the island. So to me, that's not a great working triangle, because you're into the refrigerator a lot, people walking through that area.
Right.
So it will work.
Okay, on the island, do we have some storage on the back side of it too? Because with all our, no uppers there with the windows, you're always fighting for storage. Is that what I'm looking
The
at here?
island, this is the front of the island, where
Oh,
right
okay.
now we have drawers, drawer over doors and drawers, and microwave. We have a built-in microwave
So
on the
that's looking this way, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
end. And then on the back side, we have full door cabinets that will be underneath an overhang.
Perfect.
So you'll have to get down underneath, but
no,
great
this
for
one.
off-season storage.
Yeah,
or big
exactly.
pots.
Like Christmas stuff or whatever, or non stuff we don't use too often. That's fine.
And you do have some decent storage on over here in uppers,
Right.
and on the other side, of course, you've got it over here. We put some glass doors over here.
Okay.
This is used often for a bar area or a key drop area. So as we go, we start focusing on your lifestyle and what it is you want there. Some people don't like glass doors. Once again, this is just kind of a first stab.
Right. No, I do like that look, especially if that's kind of acting as your, wet sink, or that could be your glassware for that, wine glasses, whatever.
Right.
That's a few things.
And it's
too.
decorative, so
Yeah.
it lightens things up a little bit.
Yeah.
So Dave, last time we talked, you mentioned cherry.
Yeah, I always love natural cherry. That's my
So this
favorite.
this is a start. This is a full overlay cherry. And when we design a door for you, sky's the limit, unfortunately. We can vary this shape here. We can vary the panel shape. We can vary what the panel's made out of. This happens to be a solid wood panel that is a reverse raised panel.
Oh, okay. So it's not like just a flat panel where it's really tinny, some of that.
Well,
real
the flat
glitter.
panel we use now is an MDF core with veneer on it, so it's a good solid
Oh,
core. It's actually better if you did paint, for instance, because it won't expand with the weather and show some streaks.
Dimensionally stable. Yep.
And if this was a veneered panel, you wouldn't have all these color stripes.
Okay.
It would be much more consistent because it's matched veneers.
Okay.
So it's all based on what a client wants. Once again, everything on this door is customizable.
Yeah, the edge profile, the end. Wow, that's amazing.
If you wanted to contemporize the door a little bit, we often will go up to a wider rail and style. And one of the hard parts we have with a beginning client is getting to that point where we can talk design versus budget, because they're always banging heads.
Yep.
So we have to kind of be sensitive to your budget at the same time we're trying to give you what you want. So it's our job to say, well, maybe we've got to compromise here to help the budget,
Right.
and it won't affect the design too much. So that's always a work in process.
Right.
But as you can see, sky's the limit.
Yeah, I can see. Wow.
And-
Now, many people been mix and matching, like an island in, say, wood and then painted cabinets.
Absolutely.
I'm
Like our
wondering-
display out here, you'll see several of these displays that are mixed finishes. Okay, Dave, well, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, appreciate you, Steve.
Next meeting, we've got to go over some budgets.
Okay.
So we're going to have to we'd like to break our budgets out in cabinets, countertops, and appliances. Appliances can be a huge part of the budget.
Right.
Sink and faucet, you don't want to forget that as part of this whole package.
Yeah. It's easy to overlook all those things and only focus on what the cabinet cost is, and
Right.
you're blown away at the
So
end.
we need some feedback from you and Debbie on layout and then budgets, and I'll have a budget worksheet based
Okay.
on this layout.
Okay.
So that'll help you get started, and there's always flexibility in budget based on details and finishes.
Okay. Well, awesome.
All right.
Well, great.
Well, thanks
again.
All right.
Take care,
Bye.
Steve. Yeah. Well, that was great. Super information. Steve, was really kind of him to sit down and kind of go through what's involved in the process. And again, he emphasized you can't get here soon enough. You get an idea of a plan, that's the time to get into seeing a professional. It was Steve Hanford, again, professional here, makes the cabinets, does all those kind of things. I got to get together with Debbie and kind of see what's going on. So stay tuned. Hey, on our next episode, we're going to meet with the electrician. He's going to meet us over at the job site and kind of give us some insight of what to think about, when looking or pricing or involved in a new project. So stay tuned.